Okay, so on that note, here we are with Patterns for Layering 3. Take 8. Action.
Patterns for layering. We have a third collection and we think that you're going to enjoy them as much as you did the first 2. 9 designs, some are big, some are small, and you designed them in a way that allows us to put them together among themselves to create some really interesting prints.
Yes, and that's what we did today. We worked with them layered with each other, but we can also, the idea is that you can also layer them with other stencils that you already own that maybe have big openings, and you layer them with these small openings and etc. But today we were just working with these 9, but they definitely can intermingle with the ones you already own.
There you go.
That's a good word, intermingle.
Intermingle.
Intermingling.
That might be the word of the week.
It could be, which also means tangling.
There is that.
Ultimately, there's tangling.
There is that.
So
Yeah.
Those darn spirals.
Yeah, I know. But they're worth it.
They are worth it. In the end, they're worth the tangling. So yes, so Barb indexed all of the stencils and wrote all the names on the bottom, which we promptly forgot. So there's
pretty
that.
Immediately. Yes,
there's that. But the 2 stencils that we're using that I do the demo on are.
Let's see what we have here. So this one is called Flora and Flow, and then this one, I still forgot it, is Nature's Tapestry. So you're going to see some samples that Elizabeth will show you that is the original one that she created when we were playing, because we played for several hours with these. And then the pink one is the one that she actually produces in the video. So yeah, so the first one I made was this one with those 2 combined. So kind of purple and periwinkle and like a pale pink. And, you know, when you recreate them for the camera, it never works out just exactly the same. Not ever.
And that's why I tell my students, that's why they're called monoprints, because you get one. You can get close the next time, but the identical is not going to ever happen. So I decided to switch the colors to avoid that drama. So this one is with 2 shades of pink and the same magenta on the top. So we got the same effect and they came out fun, and I'm going to show you how to create this print. And I think it would make great wallpaper or gift wrap or all kinds of different things, or fabric, you know.
Absolutely.
But anyway, yeah, I had fun playing with those.
And you can use a gel plate. In fact, we have our 9x12 plate. You can use gel plate to print fabric. So if you want to do that, go for it.
I would rather upload my digital files to Spoonflower and let them do it.
I know you would.
Right.
Shall we go make some prints?
Let's go make some prints.
All right. This release is named Patterns for Layering 3, as we said in the introduction, and there are 9 stencils in it. So what I've done is gone ahead and swatched / indexed them so that you can see, because we think that it's easier for you to see the design if we actually use it for something. And so I just used some of Tim's Distressed Mica Stains, and I'm going to go through them just one at a time so that you can see them. So this nice circles, not that they're hard circles, but they're nice patterns of circles, is named Botanical Whispers. And then we have Earthly Elegance, and Elizabeth always comes up with the best names for her stuff. This is Elemental Beauty, more Marvelous Mica Stains, Flora and Flow. And then we have Natural Forms, and then Natural Rhythms, Nature's Tapestry, Organic Harmony, because we love circles and spirals, and Verdant Vision. That was an accident that I sprayed it with green, but it worked out pretty well.
It looks cool.
Yeah. So pretty designs. We have bold, we have finer ones like this. There's just a lot of different shapes and sizes that you can utilize in this particular collection.
Barb created these awesome gel prints, and then I created some. We were playing with the stencils for several hours today. I am not going to remember the names of any of the stencils, so we're just going to have to enjoy the visual, Barb, and we're not going to talk about the titles.
And sometimes that's really okay. I mean, the visuals are pretty cool, so we don't need to worry about the titles.
There we go. So, and there's a lot of layers. Barb has a lot of great grunge going on in hers and fun, vibrant color palettes. So this was her first one. Oh, I recognize this one. I don't know what it's called, but I like this. It's got, it almost looks three-dimensional.
I just have
Right?
the swatches in my hands and I still can't remember the names.
But yeah, it looks kind of 3D. I like how you got the yellow and the blue on here on this one. Oops. And we are working on our Yasutomo sketch rice paper. This looks like a kind of a cool cleanup sheet in combination with some other things.
Yeah, it really was. Sometimes I think prints don't have to be in your face to be effective, and I like pieces of that. I think I'm gonna put that on journal pages and use it as a background. It gives me kind of a nice subdued place to start.
Yeah, and this little bit of black that shows up here and there is also really adding nicely to it. These are the things you can't predict with the gel plate, you know, that stuff that comes up from previous prints. That's what's so beautiful about it. And speaking of the gel plate, we are using our 9x12 gel plate, our joggles, paper paintings, gel press, collaborative 9x12 gel plate. So you can see we're going right to the edges of this paper, which is really nice.
No waste.
No waste. This one is fun. This one looks like space dust. That's what we should have named it.
Oh, yeah, or almost a galaxy.
Yeah, because maybe this color combo. But that's kind of green and purple and black. That's fun. Ooh, look at this one. This is very mid-century modern, don't you think?
Yes, and those are colors you'd pulled out. Remember, I grabbed them and I said, I'm going to force myself to use something other than my norm.
Other than your pink and purple. Yeah. What do you think? You like it? I like it.
Actually, I do. It turned out pretty well.
Yeah, that's a nice color combo.
And it's grungy.
And it's grungy. And now we start with the ones that I made. This is that one that looks three-dimensional. It's over a couple of other layers underneath it. You can sort of see that it's got a lot of pattern and pink and purple going on. This one Barb loved.
Oh, like you dream about. I love that one.
This is the ghost print of the spirals in black over pink. And we got that little bit of grunge. Here's that mid-century modern one. I like combining the large openings with the small and the medium openings. So this is a nice example of that. I've got the big pattern combined with the smaller pattern. And I designed this set so that we do have one or two or three large ones, some medium ones, and some smaller ones. That's always my goal with the patterns for layering, is that we can have various sizes of patterns to layer. This one's kind of cool. I like this one. This is a good color combo of like a dirty yellow and a dark purple and a periwinkle. So, and it's got, I combined these two patterns because they both kind of went horizontal. So I thought they looked nice together. This one is another horizontal pattern with the 3D one. Blue.
Oh, I see it now in the background. Yes.
Yeah, it's in the background. The blue and purple is always my go-to. And lots of dots. We all love dots. So that's this same one here, the blue horizontal one with the dots. So that's a fun one and a nice color combo. This one is grungy layers of ghost prints and cleanup prints. 3 or 4 of them combined at least. That's how I like it, my prints, multiple layers. This one is the spirals on top of multiple layers with an opaque pink paint. So it really high contrast and really stands up. You really see the spirals, but there's a lot of other stuff going on underneath it. We just have an opaque top layer. And this one is the spirals combined with the other circular one.
Isn't it amazing how different they look?
Yeah.
Putting aside the colors for 1 second. In fact, there's another spiral under it.
Yeah.
Look at those 3, how very different they look in combination with another stencil and depending on the transparency of the paint.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the combinations and the transparency, definitely. So this one being so opaque on the top really covers out a lot that's underneath it. This one, the opaque is underneath. Then we've got the dots on top where you can see through it. So this is the spotted one with the spirals. And then this is that other concentric circle one with the spirals. So another combination of larger and smaller pattern together. But yeah, totally different. And then here's another one with the spirals, with the angular stencil.
If only we could
remember the names. So I thought it would be interesting to put the angular lines with the swirly lines and a nice combination of layers of colors that are close in value. So not a lot of big high contrast on that one. Earth tones. This is a good example of the angular, what I'm calling the angular one. So that one's underneath this one. Under the spirals, and then this one, it's on top. So that's kind of nice dark color. This one is 2 or 3 or 4 different layers. I like this one. I like that reddish orange in there with the green. That's always a favorite color combo of mine. Here's another one with the big spots, and these two have similar. You got the angular lines in both of these and the big dots, and then this one's also got the small dots. So I like those color combos too.
I especially like the one that's green and blue.
I've been trying to get away from always doing the same colors.
I try, I just am not terribly successful at it.
This fan one is another one where I put an opaque layer on top, so it blocked out a lot of the layering that was underneath it, but I still think it's a nice color combo. So that one's kind of fun. Here, this is going to make your eyes wonky, right? You said that. Because we got the concentric spirals going this way, and then we got the other ones going that way. So we got a lot of swirling and curling going on there. And high contrast, so that's definitely making Barb's eyes bug out. And then this is the same, but here again, this is a similar combination, different colors, but we get different, totally different effects. I would say this is the one with the smallest openings, right?
Yes.
This has got some teeny tiny,
and I forget
little
what
squares.
the name of that is, but out of all of them, I believe that is the one with the tiniest openings.
Yeah, so it allows a lot of other stuff to show through, and it's really nice in these two layers. And this is that one again, with a light green and a dark green. You can get a better feel for those tiny openings. And last but not least is this one, and this is the one that I'm going to demonstrate because I think I've been calling it the Fred Flintstone print because I don't know why, it just reminds me of the Flintstones. We may be eliminating some of our demographic with that statement, but
yeah, we are.
It is Google Fred Flintstone.
Yeah, we're hinting at our age a little bit here.
Yes. So this is the one I'm going to reproduce in different colors as a demo. So because I really like that combo. So here's all of our lovely prints. We'll set that aside over here.
Yummy.
So that's this stencil and this stencil. We could consider that a mask, maybe. So we've got the two patterns, and I've got 3 different paint colors. So on this print, if you want to visually dissect it, the base layer is a medium value. Then the first layer is lighter than the base layer, but it's an opaque paint, so it stands up over a darker color. And then the last layer is a partially translucent paint. So it allows the light color to show through it, and it gets darker as it multiplies with the medium value. So the dots are on top and we see them, but we can see variations through them. So because it's a partially translucent color, we can see the other print through it, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to use this same color on the top. This is the Caput Mortem Violet, which is another weird name, but I know that it's the pigment. So that's going to go on the top, same as this one. And then underneath, I'm going to use these 2 different colors. This is the Permanent Red Purple here and the Venetian Rose. So let's see how it goes.
Here we go.
Okay. So I've got my Baron, my 6-inch brayer, and my rice paper, my favorite rice paper pad. This is a nice thick sturdy rice paper, and it would help if I had a gel plate, Barb.
That's just a technicality.
Right. Okay. And here it is, our new 9x12 gel plate that we are very proud of.
We are very pleased.
Many years in the making, and here it is. So on this rice paper, you want to use the smooth side on the plate. It pulls off the most paint. There's nothing wrong with using the other side, but you're going to get a really good impression, and it'll remove more paint if you put the smooth side down on the plate. So it's very exciting to have this great big plate. I am very excited about it because, like I said, and you can see in those samples, we're filling the whole sheet of paper and then some. We got a little bit around the edges, which is another reason why I like this Baron. Because you know me, I don't like getting my hands dirty, obviously.
It always makes me laugh when you say that. I don't want to get paint on my hands.
I don't want to rub my hands in the paint, so I like doing this. I know, it's weird. Okay, so now you can see how this pulls off just about all of the paint. And we have this nice, solid print of that rosy red color. Now you don't have to worry about variations where your brayer lines are, where you had more pressure or less pressure, because this is a layer, the bottom layer. So we're definitely going to be building on top of it. All right, so now we're coming back with the opaque lighter color. So this stands up over the first layer, even though it's lighter, because it's opaque. Okay, so I roll my brayer out on another sheet of paper so I don't get it too dark with the previous color. So this is a nice rose. And we're gonna start with the first of the Fred Flintstone shapes. Put that on there. So I don't think that, I think you would get totally different results if you put the stencil pattern layers in a different order. Sometimes it's as simple as that. You can use the same paint colors and the same stencils and everything, but just put one down before the other. So you can experiment with that. But I'm starting with the larger opening. And I'm actually layering 2 of our larger opening stencils. Oh, look at that. Isn't that fun? So when I see that there's more paint on the plate, I'll give it a little bit more pressure, see if I can get more of it to pull up, make sure I have a good impression before I dismount the paper. So that looks good, and I have that. That in and of itself would make fabulous wallpaper.
Yeah, right?
Right? Yes. So now I need to get a cleanup paper to get some of this extra paint off. Of course, we could pull that print with another color. This can be a layer for another print, but I don't want to contaminate my dark color that I'm putting over the top. So I want to get most of this off. And this is kind of a cool ghost print.
That's a step toward another really great print.
Yeah, add a couple more layers. So, all right. So now we should be able to put, just to play it safe, I'm going to flip it over so we don't get, I want to make sure this color stays nice and dark. And this is the partially opaque color. So it's got that little box on it, and half of the box is full, so that means it's partially.
I think that one means semi-opaque. We
Semi-opaque.
had a video about these.
We did.
My brain refuses to hold on to that kind of information.
Right, but point being is that it's not completely translucent, but it's partially, so it is going to show up. Another reason why you want to get all of this previous color out is because this is an opaque color, and I don't want to make this color opaque. I want it to retain its partial translucent property. So, okay. So now I have the giant ovals, and we're going to put that over these 2. And with any luck, we'll be able to see the first layer through the second layer. That's what I love about this rice paper is it's sturdy, so it can handle working on the plate and being pressed into the stencil and all that. But it presses into the stencil. It's malleable, and it goes down in between the openings and really gives you a good print. So do that, and ooh, look at that, Barb.
That's pretty awesome.
That is pretty awesome. So again, if I see extra paint on the plate, I just give it a little more pressure so I can get a good print, especially around the edges. And voila, look at that.
That's very, very pretty. And I'm fond of pink, so it's easy for me to love it anyway.
It's easy for you to love.
But both of those are really attractive prints, and it's a nice way to layer the stencils, which is really the whole point of these collections, is that they layer among themselves.
Yes, and we could come back with a smaller pattern and add it on top of this as well, but I just really like them the way that they are. So I'm really excited about this combo and the layering, and also about the print right to the edge of my 9x12 paper. So fantastic. So we hope that you enjoyed this reveal of all these new 9 designs. I'm excited about them. I know you're excited about them. And the edge-to-edge printing of our new plate. All good things.
It's all good things. We hope you have fun with them.
Yeah, we hope you have fun with them.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Bye.